Joel Aldridge, and I'm the Managing Director of Hiring People. And what I'm going to talk about today is how you can recruit in-house cost effectively and time efficiently. And I hope that in around 15 minutes time, you'll feel more confident about how you can attract as many of the right type of people as possible to a role. And even in a situation where you're inundated with applications, how you can significantly reduce the amount of time you're spending on recruitment. Or they're getting so many CVs that they're not having the time to trawl through and then list a seemingly endless number of applications. So how are we going to encourage the right and the best people to apply? Well, firstly, we can start with getting the content right for the job advert. So what I've done here is I've mocked up 2 job adverts, both the same role, but we've called them different things. So if we look at the job title firstly, what I try and get people to do is visualize their ideal job seeker. What is that person most likely to be searching for? So job boards work a bit like Google. So the job will be prioritized based on the candidate search. So I know in this example that digital marketing manager received 3 times as many applications as digital architect. So that should be a really easy fix. And you'll all know within your own industries what is the most likely thing that job seekers will be searching. Then we come on to the salary. 62% of job seekers say that transparency on the salary was a leading factor for them to apply for the position. The other points really on the salary is that it's indexed higher on Google. That's something people don't know, and that's obviously really important when the positions are showing up. And from our own research, the adverts that we've put out that include a salary receive 20% more applications. Now, if you are including a salary, in the good example we've given, we've put 30 to 50K. We've been very considerate to put that higher level, because if you just put 30K plus commission, and let's say I was looking for the job and I put, the job board asked me to put in my salary expectations and I put 50K, because you've only put 30K plus commission, this may not show up in my search, and therefore you could lose me as an application. So now just coming on to the main body of the advert. So often we receive from our clients, new clients, that sort of a one-liner, or we might say receive a full job description. Now we need to think of the job advert more as a marketing piece to attract the right type of job seekers. A bit like your website would be designed to attract the right type of leads. So what the job seeker will see when they're scrolling through a lot of the sites is the first few lines. That's when we want to catch their attention. But we also want to use those first few lines to discourage the irrelevant applications from clicking through to read more. So in the example I've given, do you have previous experience in all aspects of digital marketing? Do you have proficient knowledge of the CRM industry? Now, if I didn't qualify on those points, I'm less likely to waste my time as a candidate and click through to read more. And also, by including the word digital marketing and CRM and words like that, it also helps with the SEO. So it's more likely that this advert will show up within somebody's search. On the third question that I've put within the beginning of the job advert, would you like a job which offers the chance to work from home? If so, please read on. Now, I know that work from home has been the most commonly searched term across the job boards week on week for the last 10 months. So if it's a work from home role, you need to shout about it. And there may be some other things, if it's not, there may be some other things that you can think of to try and encourage the right type of people to apply. Now, on to the next section on the good example that I've given. 48% of job seekers said that, so the third most important factor to a job seeker when surveyed recently said that employee benefits is the most important thing for them to filter on and apply for a job. And that comes after location and salary, which you can't really affect anyway. So it's really important to talk about some of the benefits of working with this organization. And in the example I've given, we've packed it full of things. So we've got career progression, training, health insurance, etc., etc. If we look at the other example that I've given, the sort of, I'm calling it the poor example, we've waffled on a lot about the company and what they do, and you know, when they were set up and so forth. And whilst some of that content's important, I would put it further down the bottom of the advert. And my final point around the job advert, we talk about the experience and the characteristics of the job seeker. It's so often people will put organized, hardworking, charismatic, etc., team player. Now, let's be honest, most of us would think of ourselves as having those traits. And even if we didn't, it's not going to stop us from applying anyway. And also what that does is it distracts from the more important aspects, such as the fact that in this role, they need to have experience with content writing, digital marketing platforms, etc. Now, there is an argument. Well, I think that putting some traits and characteristics is important, but you want to be selective about that. Use language that's going to attract a certain profile. So, for example, I did an advert a while ago for a client that advertised it, and it was it involved a lot of heavy lifting, and they were attracting, so, you know, they had some nail technicians apply for the position, for example. And I'm sure there are some very tough nail technicians out there, but these particular ones weren't, I don't think. So, but I said, well, you know, what do they need to be able to lift? And they said, well, 20 kg bags. So we put in, okay, well, you will be able to, you know, you will need to be able to lift 20 kg bags. And actually we use that as an opening question to try and discourage the irrelevant applications to click through. And then for the rest of the advert, you know, what they'll be doing and about the company, etc., which I've left off. So hopefully from that, you can see how by using the right type of content, using the right type of language, making it engaging, using it as a marketing piece, you can attract as many of the right type of people as possible, but also discourage those irrelevant applications from clicking through. So I'm just going to leave those up on the screen for a few moments if anybody wants to jot those down. So 62% of job seekers said that salary was a leading factor for them applying. Job adverts with a salary attract on average 20% more applications. And I know that that's not always possible, actually. There are situations where you can't include a salary, and you know, you may need to put competitive, but if you can include a salary, do so. 48% of candidates will filter their job search based on benefits such as career progression, training, health insurance, etc. And one thing I missed actually on that opening section was something that Phil touched on about the company mission and those types of things. So you also, just after that section, you want to sell the company. You know, why do they want to come and apply for you over a company down the road? Obviously, as I said, the salary is what the salary is, but how else can you affect that? How else can you attract the top talent? What else have you got to offer? Work from home is currently the most commonly searched term by a job seeker. So if there is that option, shout about it. Other things include immediate start, for example, at the moment. And in the example that I gave, digital marketing manager received 3 times as many applications as digital architect. And again, you just want to apply that logic to your particular industry. Don't call it something obscure. People won't find it. Keep it as simple as possible and think about what the job seeker is searching for.